everybody, it's Alan Brochstein coming to you from Houston, talking to you about cannabis stocks. I run 420 Investor at Seeking Alpha, as well as new Cannabis Ventures. And this week was a big nothing. What do I mean by that? Cannabis stocks, as measured by the new Cannabis Ventures Global Cannabis Stock Index, were unchanged. That was pretty good, actually, because the S&P 500 fell over 2%. The news this week about the market was mainly that Germany moved closer to, it didn't officially adopt cannabis for adult use, but it moved closer to it. And I did distribute a piece on Seeking Alpha where I write an article a week for free for everybody. And it was Village Farms is still cheap. And wow, the blind squirrel found some nuts because it was up this week. And I actually bought some on the dip. The blind squirrel found a big nut with Curaleaf recently too. Right when it was $4, I put out an article on July 7th, I think, sell the Curaleaf rally. It was then $4. Now it's in the 270s. This week on the focus list, which is now my 26 names that I follow closely, we finished up earnings season, really. And the first one that reported was Air. And I've been very cautious on Air with my subscribers at 420 Investor. And their quarter was, I think, a little worse than expected. And the stock broke down too. It's still up a lot from its recent low of near 60 cents. Columbia Care posted a Q2 that was stronger than expected. Canopy Growth entered a deal to sell their Smiths Falls factory back to the original owner, Hershey's of Canada, for $53 million. And they paid $6.6 million for the factory in 2017, which I think was a pretty good buy. Does this make a difference to Canopy Growth? No, not at all. CEA, which I follow, had a very bad Q2. Cresco had a good Q2, but they gave weak revenue outlook. Green Lane also had a weak Q2. GTI had already reported this week they announced that they opened another Florida dispensary because there aren't enough of those, right? Organigram announced a deal that will get them into the UK for medical cannabis. SHF Holdings, Safe Harbor Financial, posted growth in Q2 and gave a pretty strong outlook for the rest of the year. Tilray launched Juiced, a new line of pre-rolls in Canada, and also announced it's buying the rest of Trust Beverage from Molson Coors. They didn't disclose how much they're paying, and I can't get excited about it. I still think that stock's going to break $1. I've written about that. That's the blind squirrel did not find a nut yet on that one. And then Urban Grow hit their Q2 expectations, and the company announced a $1.5 million contract as well. So I told you already that this week we were unchanged, and that was better than the S&P 500, down 2.1%, I think for the third week in a row. And I talked to my subscribers at 420 Investor. I've been saying something that has not been working out, which is cannabis stocks went down when the rest of the market was going up. And if the market goes down, which I think it will, cannabis stocks will probably go down too. And they are down, but this week they did not drop. And I explained to them what I think is going on, and I'll just share with you. I think that the traders out there that might play with cannabis stocks haven't been interested because they can make money buying Apple or Tesla or whatever. And now they're out of luck on those. And So I think the first move with those stocks coming down is I gotta buy something. I gotta buy something. Oh, Canopy Growth is way down. I'm gonna buy some of that. I don't think that's sustainable. So year to date, we're still down 20.2%, and the S&P 500 is down up about 13.8%. I run some model portfolios. I had a good week in the main one that I've been running for 10 years now, not called the same thing. It's called Beat the Global Cannabis Stock Index. I run that at Seeking Alpha. I had one that I ran at Bad Zynga, and I always beat the index. Not every day, not even every quarter, or certainly not every month, but usually every quarter and every year. But I am behind year to date. Last week, my Global Cannabis Stock Index, which is loaded up with Canadian LPs, was up 2.4%. That was better than the market being unchanged. But year to date, I'm down 22.7%, so I still have room to go to get ahead of the index, which is down 20.2%. I also run another model portfolio that I just started called Beat the American Cannabis Operator Index. And the American Cannabis Operator Index is not only companies that make cannabis products in the United States, but also theoretically CBD, but there are no CBD companies in it now, so it really is a good index. And MSOS, which is an ETF that if you own that, you really need to understand why. I think it's a bad idea. I've written about it a lot of times, but if you own it, I have some writing that will tell you how terribly it's undiversified. It has 86% in its top 6 holdings, 76% in the top 5 companies. That is down 29% year to date, and I'm trying to beat that, but I'm a little bit behind. I'm down 33.9%, and I have that right now in 5 securities, and a couple of them haven't been acting very well recently. I still have confidence that I will beat not only the American Cannabis Operators Index, which is only down 19.7%, so I'm pretty far behind that, but I will beat MSOS too. And I like to finish up these videos with a look at the week ahead. And like I said, we're pretty much past earnings season. For me, totally done. But there are some companies that file on CDAR that trade on the CSE that haven't reported yet. On Wednesday, Vex Science and StatsCan. I'm sorry, Vex Science reports. StatsCan is not reporting earnings. StatsCan is going to put out the Canadian cannabis sales for June. And then on Thursday, Slang Worldwide and Posabit report. And then on Friday, InWave reports. That's it. Y'all have a great week. Take care.